Good morning, students. Today we are going to take this class. Our class is Work, Energy and Power. This is the second chapter of your syllabus in class 10. This is the second chapter of your syllabus. This is Work, Energy, Power. We will start from work. We will start from work. Now, in our daily life experience, the meaning of work is taken to be some sort of physical exertion. Okay, some sort of physical exertion. But this is not so in physics. Why? Because to do work, we have to apply some work and we have to apply some force. And due to this force, the body should be go in some distance. Okay, that is. Say you are sitting at your home on your chair and watching this video, writing something on your notebook, and you may be reading whole night, and also you can take a heavy load on your head and walking on your floor. Then according to the concept of physics, you will do nothing. The work is zero. Why? Because there is no displacement, no force. Okay. Now, what is work? Work is said to be done if a force is applied on a body, and due to this force, the body should go some distance. Okay. Then we say to be that the work is to be done. Okay. Now, work measurement. How can we measure work? Work is equal to the product of force and the displacement. The product of force and the displacement. Okay. I to denote work as W is equal to force into displacement. Okay, force into displacement. But we can write the component of force. Okay, we have to write here component of force. Component of force into displacement. Why? Because always the force is not along the direction of displacement. That is why I write here the component of force into displacement. Let us consider this is a body. This is a body. If I apply force here, in this direction, and the body moves from A to B, that is the displacement is S here. Okay, the angle between the force and the horizontal line is theta. So I apply here force A along a direction with theta. Okay, and the body moves from point A to point B. Then what will happen here? The force will F cos theta along this direction. I apply here force here, but the displacement is along this direction. So we have to take the component of force along A to B. Okay, because the displacement is in this direction. That is why the component of force is F cos theta into displacement is A. So we can write F S cos theta. This is the work done. Force, component of force into displacement. How I get F cos theta? I write clearly there how we get cos theta. Let us consider this is a right angle triangle. Okay, this is a right angle triangle, and this is height, this is base, and this is hypotenuse. Okay, this is hypotenuse. Now, if I apply force in this direction here, this direction, okay, I apply force this direction, hypotenuse is equal to force here in this case. Okay, now base is B and height is H. So, according to this angle, okay, theta. So, cos theta is equal to, we know that cos theta is equal to base by hypotenuse. Base by hypotenuse. Here base is B and sorry, this is B, this is B, and hypotenuse is F here. Okay, so B is equal to F cos theta. B is equal to F cos theta. Now this is the base. If I draw here a perpendicular, then this is height, this is base, and this is hypotenuse. So this base is equal to force into cos theta. So F cos theta is the component of force along this direction. That is why I write here F cos theta into base. F is cos theta. So force should be applied on a body, and the body get displaced. Then we will get the work done. But there are some conditions to get the work done. The first thing is we have to apply force. Second is, due to applying the force, the body get displaced. Third one is the direction of force and displacement should not be perpendicular. If the direction of force and displacement perpendicular, then we will get the work done 0. Okay, then we will get the work done 0. I come to this point. Now, special cases of work done. Special cases of work done. There are some special cases. Special cases. Case 1. Case 1. Positive work done. Positive work done. If we know that work done is equal to Fs cos theta. What is theta? Theta is the angle between the force, applied force, and the displacement. So theta is the angle between force and displacement. Now positive work done. If theta is 0, what will happen? If theta is equal to 0, then what will happen? Theta is equal to 0, you know that cos theta is equal to, cos 0 equal to 1. So we can write cos 0 is equal to 1. Now what do we get? We get work done is equal to F into S. This is positive work done. Why positive work done? Because if I apply force in the direction of here, this is duster. If I apply force in this direction, I apply force here. Now by applying this force, the duster is moving forward. So the direction of applied force and displacement is same. That is, I apply force here and the body get displaced along this direction. So force and displacement is along same direction. That is the angle between F and S is 0. Then we will get equal to Fs. This is called positive work done. Okay. Now zero work done. Zero work done. What will happen if theta is equal to 90 degrees? If theta is equal to 90 degrees, then we know that cos 90 degree is equal to 0. You always know that cos 90 degree is 0. Then we will get F into S into cos 90 degree is equal to Fs into 0, 0. That is work done is 0. So what will happen here? I apply force perpendicularly. This is the body. The force is along this direction and the displacement is along this direction. That is angle between these two. That is force and displacement is 90 degree. Then in this case we will get work done 0. This is called zero work done. Now I am giving an example. A person carrying a heavy load on your head and walking in a horizontal frictionless plane. Then what will happen? The direction of force and the displacement is 0. Okay. If you take anything on your head and you move forward, okay, on a horizontal frictionless plane, then the angle between the load and the direction of U is 90 degree. That is why W equal to 0. That is work done is equal to 0. Okay. Now in this case, this is a person. This is a person. The load is on his head. Okay. The load is in his head. If he walks in this direction, then what will happen? The direction of load is in this direction and displacement is in this direction. That is, the angle between them is 90 degree. Force, displacement. So we will get work done 0 here. Okay. Now another case, when a body moves in a circular path, when a body moves in a circular path, then what will happen? There will occur a centripetal force. There will occur a centrifugal force along. This is the center. This is the body. The body is moving along this circular path. There will occur centripetal force along the radius, and the displacement of the body will in this direction, that is tangential. Okay, this is the direction. Yes. Now the angle between them is 90 degrees. Right angle triangle. Force and displacement. So we will get work done 0. Okay, this is called 0 work done. This is the 0 work done. Okay. Now number 3, positive or negative work done. Negative work done. Negative work done occur when the angle between them is 180 degree. Angle between them is 180 degree. Then what will happen if theta is 180 degree? So cos 180 degree is equal to -1. Okay, cos 180 degree is equal to -1. Then what will happen here? This cos 180 degree, the value of cos 180 is -1. So f is into -1, we will get minus f is. The work done is negative here. For example, when the brakes applied to stop a car, their force is opposite to the displacement, like this. This is a body. If I applied force is in this direction and the angle, the displacement is along this direction, then the angle between them is 180 degree. Okay. Then what will happen? We will get negative work done. Okay. Second example is when we pull a body on a friction on a rough surface. Okay. When we like that. If this is a frictionless plane, this is a frictionless plane. When I move this object in this direction, there occur a force against the displacement along this direction. Okay. Now, between the junction of this plane and this cluster, along the opposite direction. That is why the angle is 180 degree, and the force work done is negative. W equal to minus Fs. Okay. Now this is the special case. The main formula of work done is this. It is possible. We will do some numerical problems based with the formula. Okay. Now unit of work done. SI unit, we know that work done is equal to force into displacement. SI unit of work done is equal to the SI unit of force and the SI unit of displacement is equal to Newton. We know that SI unit of force is Newton and the displacement is Newton. This is known as Joule, denoted by capital J. Okay, this is known as Joule. So how can I define 1 Joule? Now 1 Joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. What is 1 Joule? Define 1 Joule. Then if the question is to define 1 Joule, then how can I define 1 Joule? 1 joule is defined as when a force of 1 Newton is applied on a body and due to this force the displacement of the body is 1 meter, then the work done is 1 joule. Like that, I apply the force here 1 Newton. By applying this force, if the displacement of the body is 1 meter, then the work done is called 1 joule. Okay, the work done is 1 joule. Okay, this is the SI unit. Now, what is the CGS unit? We know that the CGS unit of force is dyne and CGS unit of displacement is centimeter. Okay, now what will happen? The CGS unit will Newton, that is dyne, centimeter. Dyne centimeter. This is known as R. Okay, so dyne centimeter is known as R. Now, what is the relationship between the CGS and SI unit of water? I am doing here. So, Newton meter is Newton into meter, that is joule, and the CGS unit is R. Remember that. Now, I am going to establish the relationship between R and joule. We know that 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. 1 Newton into 1 meter. Now, in our previous class 9, we have read that 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. 10 to the power 5 dyne, and 1 centimeter is equal to 100. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. That is 10 to the power 2 centimeter. Now 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. So dyne centimeter is known as arc. So 10 to the power 7 arc. That is 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 arc. This is the relationship between CGS and SI unit of work done. Okay, got it? Now, when work is done by the force of gravity, what will happen? Then we will get work done is equal to mgh. What is this? This is the work done by the force of gravity. This is the work done by the force of gravity. How will we get? We know that W is equal to force into displacement. Now, if a body of mass m is taking in the height h, then the force is m into g. That is, force is equal to m into g. This is force. G is the acceleration due to gravity into s. S is here, height h. So we will get mgh. This is the work done by the force of gravity. Okay. Now the graphical representation of work done. Graphical representation of work done. Graphical representation. Graphical representation. Now, I plot force along this direction and displacement along this direction. If the applied force is constant, then the graph is look like a straight line which is parallel to the s-axis. Okay, that is displacement axis. Is parallel to the s-axis when f is constant. Okay. Now, when force is variable, we will get the diagram like that. Okay. If force is variable, for variable force, we will get the force and the displacement curve like this. And if the force is constant, then we will get the curve like this. This is the straight line parallel to base, that is the displacement axis. Okay. Now power. Second is power. Second is power. Power is defined as watt per unit time. That is the rate of doing what is known as power. The rate of doing what is known as power. If W watt is done in time t, if W watt is done in time t, then power P can be written as work done by time taken T. Okay, so power is defined as work done per unit time, or the rate of change of work done is known as power. So we can write P is equal to W by T, that is work done per unit time. Now this is a scalar quantity. Work done is also a scalar quantity. Power is also a scalar quantity. Now, if a machine does a given amount of work in less time, if a machine does a given amount of work in less time, then the power of that machine is more. Why? Less the time, more the work done, more the power. Less the time, more the power. If time is less, then work done will more. So we can write the unit of power like that. SI unit of power is joule per second, as the SI unit of work done is joule and time is measured in second. That is joule per second is known as SI unit of power. That is also known as watt. This is known as watt. Okay. So how can we define watt? When 1 joule of watt is done in 1 second, then the power is 1 watt. Okay. So we can define a watt like that, 1 joule per 1 second. So we can define the joule like that. When 1 joule watt is done in 1 second, then the power is 1 watt. Okay. And the CGS unit. The CGS unit of power is R per second. Okay, this is CGS unit. Now, what is the relationship between joule per second and R per second? The relationship. Look at the board. 1 joule per second is equal to, we know that in work done, we know that 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 R. Now, put the value of R, the joule here, in terms of R. That is 10 to the power 7 R second. That is 10 to the power 7 second R per second is the relationship between power, units of power. Okay. Now, horsepower is the another unit which is used in mechanical engineering. So, what is the relationship between horsepower and watt? So, this is a bigger unit, 1 HP. This is the another unit of power. Okay. 746 watt. This is the relationship between horsepower and watt. Now, energy. The capacity of doing work is known as energy. The capacity of doing work is known as energy, the unit of energy and work are the same, and it is the scalar quantity. Okay, that's all for today's class. Thank you. We will discuss further in the next class.